All right, boys, we are back, and it's time for us to continue our GM mode commentary with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Up here, year number 2 at the trade deadline, and the blue and white have turned the franchise around. Look at that record, 32, 14, and 5. We sit on top of the Atlantic Division. I think we're on top of the NHL. Our goals for is at number 1. Our goals against is at number 1, and it's quite clear why. Our young guns are getting better. Austin Matthews, William Nylander, and Morgan Rielly are all legitimate NHL talent now. Mitch Marner is on the way. And the trades that I made, Philly Polka, Eric Jelena, even though he's had the back spasms from freaking hell, Jelena is back. And at the beginning of the last video, Cody Eakin, the perfect third line center for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the perfect first line penalty killer. That was the turning point for the Leafs, man, keeping the puck out of the net. We already have the goaltender, Frederik Andersen. And if you look at our penalty kill for this year, Eakin, Polka, and Jelena are all on that. We didn't have any of those guys last year. So we're kicking ass. And you know what? This has put me in the mood to really go on a Stanley Cup run. Why wait? We have so many prospects. We have a young team that's going to continue to grow. Why not go out there and, throw some draft picks around, get some veterans for 1 year, rentals, and try to win a Stanley Cup in year number 2, boys. So that is my plan. That's what I want to do. So I've already gone ahead and done some pre-scouting, and man, oh man, this is going to create some controversy, but whatever, man. We got to do it. I feel like this is a year the Leafs can really make a splash. Now, you guys know the situation with the team. There's one disgruntled player. There's actually 2 disgruntled players. Eric Jelena was kind of pissed off because I scratched him for a game trying to get him back to health, but he's still playing like an 84. Hopefully that morale goes up when we make the playoffs. Joffrey Lupul, however, I had him as a depth player, but I guess he was too good just to be a depth player. He's pissed off now. He's only playing like 77 overall. Got to get him off the squad. I don't need a cancer in the locker room going into the playoffs, and I don't need somebody who's 77 overall. I could pick up a depth player who's not angry that he's being scratched at 80 overall with better defensive stats. Now, the thing about trading away Joffrey Lupul that presents an issue is that he's making $5.25 million per year. I don't know even if I retain half of that, somebody will want it. I hope they will. I can always just jack up the value to maybe make sure that goes through. But also, we'd be below the minimum salary cap, so I can't just dump him off for a prospect or a draft pick. But that's okay, because I bring veterans into this team. 2 forward veterans. That's right, boys. The first one on the Calgary Flames. I don't know why he was traded to the Calgary Flames, but he's here. If we look at the centers, hang on a second here. The super sweet Henrik Zetterberg. Now, I really wanted to go after Henrik Zetterberg, 89 overall. I don't care about his age. He can have 1 good year in him, a rental player. The problem comes that he has 4 years left on a $5.5 million deal. I can't pay him for another 4 years. He probably will retire, but if he doesn't, I'm going to run into issues with Austin Matthews, and just for realistic purposes, I don't want to accept that trade. But that's okay, because there's another super Swede on the Calgary Flames, boys. Daniel Sedin, 87 overall, 37 years of age, $7 million per year, so more than Lupul, so we won't have to worry about the salary, and 1 year left, and he's a sniper. And a lot of you guys were saying that Austin Matthews, he needs a better winger than Kirby Reichel. Boo, 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 sniper right here. And his trade value is nice and low. So Daniel Sedin, boys. I want to show you guys his stats. I might be able to get, a Sedin a Stanley Cup. His defensive awareness is up there, stick checking, so he'll be a reliable player, and he can help put the puck in the back of the net. He hasn't had the greatest season, though. 18 goals and 19 assists. I wonder if the Calgary Flames are like playing him on the third line or something like that. 49 games played, 27 points. So he's only played 49 games. Maybe he had an injury or 2. Okay, so Daniel Sedin, boys, but I really feel like this trade would make our team much better and help us out on, again, that Stanley Cup run. I want to try to go for a Stanley Cup this year. So Daniel Sedin. Now, obviously, that won't go through just for Joffrey Lupul. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to our draft picks right here and add in the second from the San Jose Sharks. Like I said, boys, I feel like this year we can go on a run to the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't need draft picks anymore. Obviously, they would help, but I'm putting all my chips into this year, okay? So Lupul and a second. I don't think that would go through, so I'm just going to add in another prospect that we haven't signed. Defenseman with an AHL top 2 potential. It wouldn't be horrible to hold on to these guys, But considering we have all of the medium top 6 potential defensemen that we drafted in last year's NHL entry draft, I'm fine with giving up one of these guys. So we got Keaton Middleton and something Matanen. What's his first name? Nicholas Matanen, defensive defenseman, medium AHL top 2 defenseman. Yeah, I wouldn't need this guy. I already got plenty of defensive prospects. 19 years of age, 65 overall. So I'm just going to throw this in there to sweeten the deal. So you got Joffrey Lupul, a second, Matanen for Daniel Sedin. They want to give him up. Now, the only issue is, will they take on Joffrey Lupul's contract? It makes sense because he's only got 1 year left. So, I mean, they're just flipping contracts. It's the same thing. But at least they're getting a second and a prospect out of it. So, proposed trade, will it go through? I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that you've crafted a proposal that in other circumstances, the Calgary Flames would be inclined to agree is a fair market deal for what you are after. Now the bad news. The need we are looking to fill isn't dire enough that we'd be willing to absorb the contract of Joffrey Lupul. Even though they're saving almost $2 million from the Daniel Sedin offer, they are not willing to take it. Now, I don't mind retaining salary for Joffrey Lupul because he's only got 1 year left. But the issue is you can only retain 50% of the salary. I don't even know if Joffrey Lupul will be looked upon as a valuable $2.625 million player, right? They still might not let this go through. So I wanted this trade to happen, but if they're not going to let it go through with this, man, I want to get Joffrey Lupul's contract out of there and his morale out of there and bring in somebody who can make our team better. This is a fantastic trade for the Leafs. If it will go through, trade accepted. We believe this transaction will contribute to our success here in Calgary, so we are accepting your trade offer. Woo-hoo-hoo. So we got Daniel Sedin, boys, but I said 2 players, did I not? Yes, I did. I said 2 players, and you know what? If you're going to get one Sedin, shit, son, you got to get both Sedins. That's right. The Vancouver Canucks, for some reason, traded Daniel Sedin to the Calgary Flames, but held on to Hank Sedin. He's got 1 year left as well at $7 million. So, acquiring both Sedin twins to help them win a Stanley Cup before they retire. They're still great, 87 overall, and if you're looking for a winger for one of these guys, William Nylander, the super Swede line, all right? I don't know exactly what the lines are going to look like just yet, but I do know that morale will not be an issue. So, Hank Sedin's going out. Coming in, and the guy going out is going to have to be, first of all, the contract that I got to move. Where is he? Is he a left winger? Matt Martin. Is he a left winger? He must be a left winger. Left winger over here. Matt Martin. There he is. So Matt Martin, we're going to unload Matt Martin, get rid of his contract, $2.5 million for another 3 years, 28 years of age. So contract for contract here. If I have to retain salary, I will. It's not a big deal. I can retain like $500,000 or something. Okay, but to get the Sedin twin, I don't have any other prospects I want to give up, boys. And like I said, we're at the top of the NHL. I can unload this, all right? So we're giving up our draft picks for this NHL entry draft, boys. My first round pick going to the Vancouver Canucks. Now, obviously, the trade is heavily in my favor. The good news about this is I can acquire maybe a third to help out the draft for this year. That might go through. It might not. If it doesn't, I'll just get like a fourth, all right? So Matt Martin and the Toronto first round pick from 2018 for Hank Sedin and a third in 2018. Will it go through? We believe this transaction will contribute to our success here in Vancouver, so we are accepting your trade offer. So, boys, we got rid of our Matt Martin. Yeah, Matt Martin was a team favorite. A lot of people not liking that, but boys, once we make the playoffs, everyone will be fine. Daniel Sedin loves that Hank Sedin is here. All right, so when you look at our draft class for this year, yes, we traded away our first and we traded away our second, but we still have a third, and we got 3/4, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. So we don't have the quality, but at least we still have the quantity. We can maybe, look what we did in the year 1 NHL entry draft. We found top 6 defenders in the 4th and 5th round, so we could do that again. And then next year, I will not trade away the first and second. We'll hold on to those, okay? So, boys, welcome the Sedin twins to the Toronto Maple Leafs for their last playoff run, maybe. Locker room chemistry up at 85%. Good. I don't know if that went up or not. I'm just going to assume it did. Edit lines. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Where do I get everyone playing on the Toronto Maple Leafs here? Did the Sedin twins play with Austin Matthews? Do I get JVR back with Kadri, Soshnikov, Kirby Reichel? All right, so give me 1 second here, boys, and I will edit the lines. All right, boys, so take a look at the new look Toronto Maple Leafs. Obviously, when we get to the playoffs, we can always rearrange the lines now that you guys know what the roster looks like. But the way I see it, James Van Riemsdyk, Austin Matthews, I'm going to put Nazem Kadri back on that first line. We know that Kadri, JVR worked well with Leo Komarov. Instead of Komarov, it's Austin Matthews. So 2 playmakers with a power forward. I want to have the second line, Swedish line, the Sedin twins with William Nylander. Now I can always go Nylander with Austin Matthews and JVR, but Kadri with the 2 Sedin twins if you guys think that's better. It's just he's still listed as a second line forward, and he's been growing as a second liner or a second line forward playing on the second line. That's why I want to keep Mitch Marner down here on the third line, saying the same thing. I can always move him up to the second line as well, but that third line is looking nice with Cody Eakin, Marner, and Kapanen. They've been contributing the entire year, and now we got a filthy fourth line with Kirby Reichel, Tyler Bozak, and Nikita Soshnikov. Now, the only danger is if these guys complain about their ice time. So what I did was Kirby Reichel, third line scoring forward. Bozak, third line scoring forward. Soshnikov, third line scoring forward. So it's not like they're second liners playing on the fourth line. These guys may get angry. So what I did was special teams, penalty kill. All 3 of these guys have the ice time. Kirby Reichel is playing with Cody Eakin. Bozak is playing with Soshnikov. So they're penalty killers. They will still get the ice time that they demand, I suppose. Okay, special teams, I might as well just take a look at the power play. JVR, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. Again, I can always put William Nylander up there, but because Mitch is on the third line, I thought give him more ice time and the chance to get more points with Austin Matthews and JVR while keeping the Super Swedes together. Okay, and that's basically it. And if you take a look now at the scratched, instead of Lupul and Martin, it's Lipsick and Brian Boyle. The reason I scratched Lipsick is because his role is a depth forward. I don't think he'll get angry playing as as a scratched player. I know his defensive awareness and stick checking is not bad, but I'd rather play Kirby Reichel and Soshnikov, considering they're third liners. You scratch them, they might get pissed. And Brian Boyle is the one that may continue to get pissed off here, boys. Third line checking forward, but what I will do is if we have any forward injuries, Brian Boyle will be the guy to go in, not Lepsic, okay? And I expect injuries still to happen. Hopefully it's not back spasms for Eric Jelena. So there you go, boys, the new look Toronto Maple Leafs. Now if you guys say those trades are unrealistic, go ahead, but both teams wanted to give them up. Rental players who are 37 years of age with 1 year left. It's to the point where they just want to get something back for them, all right? I pulled the trigger and I got it. So the Toronto Maple Leafs now 94 for offense, 93 for defense, and an 89 for goaltending. The goaltending could get better. And I was reading your comments. Props to Jonas Enroth, boys. Props to Jonas Enroth. I'll just show you. I kind of overlooked his backup stats in the last video. And you know what? You guys are right. I shouldn't do that as a general manager. You need your backup. We wouldn't be in a President's Trophy race if we had a goaltender as our backup playing like crap. So here we go. Let's give him his due. All right. Frederick Anderson, fantastic goals against, 39 games played. But Jonas Enroth, 12 games played, 1.67 goals against, 10-2-0 with a save percentage of .944. Now, if you guys say, "Oh, make him the starter," guarantee you, if he played as many games as Anderson did, his numbers would come back down to earth, right? But still, giving him his due, boys. Giving him his due. Jonas Enroth. It's a super Swede team here in Toronto now. Let's see if we can. I think we can make some noise, man. This team is looking good. And if William Nylander can have a fantastic end to the season, if Marner can continue to get points and maybe get even a little bit more on that first line, and now Kadri instead of Kirby Reichel alongside of Matthews, you may see those 3 guys even get better. So we're just going to go to the end of the season here, boys. There's no holding back. Where are we? We're up here at the 31st. Right, the trade deadline was all the way down here. Whatever, I pulled the trades early. You know what? I thought we were further into the simulation than that. Shit. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. So let's go up with it, boys. Lost morale because of individual performance. Why? What'd you do? Lost locker room chemistry. We just came off a win, damn it. All right. Okay, yes, and I want to go back to this as well. Okay. Hang on. Actually, you know what? I mean, it doesn't technically matter because we don't have the draft picks, the quality draft picks like we did in not previous years, last year. Hang on a second. Where am I going? Scout. Let me just see if my extra attention in the OHL has made it so I can see, what are they called? exact potential players. Hang on, scouted players. I'm still learning these damn menu screens, boys. Hang on. List all scouted players. Add players to the watch list. I think if you go to add players to the watch list, you can go projected, right? Yes, you can. Okay, so projected. So those are the guys that I have scouted. All right, let me go to exact. We don't have any exacts. Are you kidding me? Hang on. OHL. How many people? OHL. Yeah, see, I don't know how do I get more people to have exact potential? I don't understand. I do not understand the scouting in this, boys. I'm just going to try something again. All right, for the OHL, all players. Let me just go forwards. Defense, because we traded away some. Defense projected. All right, third rounders, fourth rounders, because that's what we need. Let me just pin all of these guys, and let's see if the pin players get exact with enough time. All right, so 5 players pinned, all defensemen for the OHL. I'm going to send them back to the OHL, boys. I know you may think this is dumb, but this is, this is the first GMO. We're kind of doing experiments as well. I want to figure out, is it just random? Like, is the scouting actually work at all? Because I've seen some with exact. Okay, so OHL defensemen, we'll throw them back out there, and we'll see when I come back if those 5 pin players, if their potential becomes exact AHL top 2 or something, right? Top prospect, exact. AHL top 2, AHL top 2. See, is that the game telling me is that, or is that the prospects that I've already scouted? Those are the best ones. See, I don't know how it works, man. Maybe you guys can give me a tutorial on how the scouting works. Have you guys been able to find, like, gems if you stay, say, in Russia the entire year? Have you been able to find, like, a 5th-round gem who shows up as exact top 6 forward or something because you stayed there the entire year? Or is it just random? Let me know. All right, so 33, 15, and 5. We're going to get up to the trade deadline. Joffrey Lupul is gone. Oh, you know what? That's probably what the morale was. We got rid of Joffrey Lupul. His low morale was bringing the whole freaking team down. 3-1 win. There you go. Jake Gardner gained morale. I want to see morale going up. I want this locker room to come together as one and work for the blue and whites. All right, overtime loss to a Western Conference team. 5-3 loss to the Chicago Blackhawks. It doesn't matter, boys. I just want to make the playoffs. I know the real-time simulation, we're going to be much better now that we have, what's it called? The Sedin twins. William Wickman's been injured. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so we got that done. The Marlies with a great record as well, 31, 15, and 4. This is what I mean, man. What's the point of holding on to all the draft picks when you have a young team that's raring to go, and you have your AHL squad that also has young players that are playing well? Let's take a shot, boys. Let's take a chance at it this year. Shootout loss to the defending Stanley Cup champions. 5-1 win to Minnesota. 6-0 win to LA. 3-2 win against the Edmonton Oilers. Hell yeah, boys. We might even be able to get a President's Trophy this year. I don't want to jinx us, but things are looking very good. He's back. Hang on. All right, so I got Wickman back in there. Henrik Sedin's lost morale because of recent performances. 38, 16, and 7 of the Toronto Maple Leafs. We are killing it now, boys. Locker room chemistry going down. Okay, so let me just quickly take a look at morale. And, I imagine the Sedin twins are pissed off about playing in Toronto. You guys are getting one more chance. You've been reunited. Those pricks in Vancouver separated you, and they couldn't provide you a Stanley Cup. All right, so Hank Sedin, his trend is up. His morale, okay, it's about there. Daniel Sedin, though, talk to your brother. Get him happy. Anyone who's not happy here, Jelena, Boyle. Okay, no, they're okay. Okay, Boyle and Lepsic, their morale, it's not trending down, though. We're okay. Just Jelena, why are you pissed, dude? Is anything going up for you? Gain morale because of ice time. Gain morale for trading for a star player. Gain morale because... Okay, so your morale, go up, man. I scratch you for one game because of your back spasms. And you're going to put a sulky face on. Eric Jelena, the biatch. Boys, I need some fan art calling out Eric Jelena before the playoffs. Maybe that's what he needs. He needs his Twitter account to be spammed for his freaking back spasms, man. Just send it to Twitter. Okay, so... morale is fine. I'm not going to take a look at progress reports until we get to the end of the season. The team is the team. We're also not going to be making any more trades. Let's get past the trade deadline and then just see what happened around the NHL. There might have been a trade that happened. Trade deadline is almost upon us. Oh, I already had my trade deadline. I took care of it very early. Daniel Sedin is pissed off because of recent performances. Why are they getting pissed off? What are they doing wrong that's pissing them off? I don't get that. Are they going to, get disgruntled? I keep seeing that, and maybe it's just because both Sedin twins. Maybe it's just only happening for one of them. Let's see, hang on. Morale, Sedin, presence, Sedin. See, both Sedins. Why are they getting A? Is it because they're not getting points? I mean, you're getting plenty of ice time, man. Okay, I'm just going to leave that, boys. Hopefully they stay happy, and that way when we get to the playoffs, it'll be the real-time simulation, and I won't have to worry about it. Okay, so... We are up here. We are past. Did we pass the trade deadline? I believe we passed the trade deadline. Hang on, boys. Let me just get myself caught up here. Yes, we did. So let's quickly just take a look at the NHL and see if any trades happened. The Toronto Maple Leafs already had two blockbuster trades. I mean, it could have been a little bit bigger, but still, man, for this year, 287 overall players. You saw it. My team was happy that we brought in stars. So yeah, Daniel Sedin to Toronto. Hank Sedin to Toronto, and Ryan Garbett for Brad Richardson, the Boston Bruins, and the Arizona Coyotes. So not too many trades happening. It was a quiet trade deadline, boys. Be cool if, the NHL really did shake things up come the trade deadline, kind of like you see every year, even if it's not star players, just more than that. But it's not the end of the world. Okay, so calendar, let's finish off these remaining 20 games, boys. I will leave 10 games remaining so we can follow the President's Trophy race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this game against Buffalo. We'll simulate up to here. Come on, boys. We got 20 games remaining. Got 19 games remaining. I want to win like 14 of them. Let's go. We can do this, and we can claim that President's Trophy. So now we're on a 4-game losing streak. What the hell? Individual performances. What's going on, boys? A 5-game losing streak. All right, stop the simulation. What the hell? We had a great month, and now 2-0, 2-0 loss, 3-0 loss. We're not scoring goals all of a sudden. After acquiring the Sedin twins. All right, hang on. I could always move them up to the first line power play. Maybe Kadri is not playing well with Austin Matthews. Could always move up William Nylander. Let me just make sure they're damn freaking... Oh, please, God. Let their morale not be... Okay, it's okay. We're okay. Jelena is still pissed off. Austin Matthews, a lot of the morale is going down. Okay, so let's edit some lines here. I don't think these lines are working out, so give me a second here, boys. Okay, so I brought William Nylander up to the first line with Austin Matthews and James Van Riemsdyk, Daniel Sedin, Hank Sedin with Nazem Kadri, and I left the third and fourth line the way it is. I also changed the power play line. I got Daniel Sedin and Hank Sedin on the first with Austin Matthews, Morgan Riley, and Ville Polka, and then we got JVR, Marner, and William Nylander on the second power play line. The last 5 games, man, we've been shut out like 3 times. We got to get some offense going. Sedin twins, I acquired you for a reason. All right, so we may have kind of killed or shot ourselves in the foot for the President's Trophy race after that, because I mean it's regulation losses. Look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a possible 10 points that we had 0. It's not good. All right, but that's why we got all those earlier wins. So 5, yeah, up to this Buffalo game. So come on, boys, turn it around. Give me like 5 in a row now. Up against the Montreal Canadiens, who are battling us for the top in the Atlantic Division, and we're back on track. Big divisional win. Eastern Cup shootout win. There you go. Morgan Riley's been injured with a sore foot. His estimated return is March 26th. Okay, I've got to treat this seriously. I cannot have him continue to get injured. Hang on, boys. Okay, so Morgan Riley's down. We got Jake Gardiner, Eric Jelena. We moved these 2 guys up, so hopefully Jelena appreciates the more ice time. And we got Johns down there on the bottom 6. Now, with Morgan Riley, I may want to give him an extra day off when he comes back and not force him back in the lineup, man. I don't need him to get injured. There we go. 3 in a row now for the Toronto Maple Leafs after that 5-game losing streak. 4 in a row. Hell yeah, boys. We're getting back on track here. We've evened it out a little bit. Daniel Sedin's been injured knee. Oh, March 24th. Come on. Now's not the time for their injury bug to hit us. Damn it. Hang on. All right, so I got Kasperi Kapanen up there with Hank Sedin and Kadri, Kirby Reichel, and I put Brendan Lepsick. I was going to put Brian Boyle, but you know what? He's fine with it. Mitch Marner, I know he's still down there on the third line. Oh, he's actually a second line now. Oh, okay, hang on. Change that. Marner, you're going to come up here with Hank and Kadri. All right, Kirby Reichel, you're going to play with Kasperi Kapanen, who's a right winger anyway, so that works out. So Kirby Reichel, Eakin, Kapanen, Soshnikov, Lipsick, and Balsack. And Marner's up there as a second liner now with Hank Sedin and Nazem Kadri. All right, boys. So hopefully Marner continues to grow. So we have Sedin down. We have Morgan Riley down. The good news is that it shouldn't be too much longer. They said March, right? So hang on. Here we go. So the last 10 games are coming up now. Mitchell Marner's been injured with a mild concussion. Holy crap, injury bug. You just love shitting on me at the right time, don't ya? Hang on. Well, the good news, Daniel Sedin is back, so I'm going to throw him in there. I don't need to screw up his morale by scratching him. I know he's still injured. I see the sign, boys, but whatever, man. I can't risk it. I'd rather them get injured again rather than, I already got them in there. I'd rather them get injured than scratch them for a game and have their morale go down, okay? Multiple morale changes. We qualified for the playoffs, boys. So for the first time since 2013, the Toronto Maple Leafs are off to the Stanley Cup Finals, the Stanley Cup playoffs. 83% for locker room chemistry, 94 points. Hell yeah. All right, so the injuries, they're hurting us, but we're going to have to deal with them. At least maybe we can get them out of the way before the playoffs happen. Player morale. Let me check out player morale. Let me check out player progression. Let me check out the statistics, where we sit. So Jelena, Boyle, okay, so Sedin, you're still fine. Our team is getting happier. Hank Sedin is on the way up. So is Daniel Sedin. He's a presence. Eric Jelena is still a little bitch back there. I don't know why, for God's sakes. Hank Sedin, Lepsic, okay, good. So that's all that taken care of. We're still a happy team. That's the... I don't want to say it's the most important thing, but I know that locker room chemistry has a lot to do with how well you simulate, so we got to keep that up there. Progress reports. Let's just quickly take a look at progress reports. Where are we going? Manage roster, correct? I think it's in the manage roster spot. Yeah. Progress reports. So Morgan Riley's still gone for 5 days. Daniel Sedin is going to be injured for another 2 days. Mitch Marner for another 2 days. So, I mean, right at the end of the season, man, in the middle of a President's Trophy race, 3 players like that go down. Ugh. So Kasperi Kapanen, he's had a good year. William Nylander had a fantastic year. He's 88 overall. No, he's playing like an 88. Connor Carrick, slightly growing. Mitch Marner, slightly growing. Austin Matthews, slightly growing, but he might see more growth from year to year to year. He's already up there in some playoff time, you guys were saying. Daniel Sedin, I don't know, maybe that's growth. I think the red means it's gone down, right? Hunwick is, yeah, hang on a second. Is Sedin? No, it's gone down. Oh. So if it's like, if it's yellow, does that mean it's going down? No, his is, see, it's kind of hard to tell. I guess you just have to look at it. Okay, so Hunwick and Sedin are probably both going down. That's okay. And in the system, Keaton Middleton, Logan Brown, he'll be ready for next year, boys. Pavlik, here we go. Hedberg, Grunstrom, Sprong, all of these guys that we drafted. Yokoharju, where is our first round pick? What was Joktan Cheney, right? Joktan Cheney, where's Joktan? Where's Joktan Cheney? Imagine he has no growth. Maybe he had one of the best. Hang on. It should show him here. Joktan Cheney. There he is. Joktan Cheney went up by 13, so slowly growing. So there is the progress reports, the player morale. Now let's quickly take a look at the statistics. Not the player statistics, let's look at the team statistics. Will the Toronto Maple Leafs be in a position to win the President's Trophy and then maybe try to win the Stanley Cup? It would be a fantastic 2017. So 94 points. We lead the Atlantic Division. Who's behind us? Ottawa with 85. There's no way they should catch us unless we crap the bed. You know what I mean? So, and if we crap the bed, we don't deserve to win the President's Trophy anyways. I don't know, man. That's going to be rough. The New York Rangers and the Nashville Predators, they're way up there. 102 and 100 points. We would need some help. There's only 10 games remaining. We'd have to win like every single one of them, and we would need some help. 46, 15, and 10 compared to 43 to 21. Yeah, that's 6 less regulation losses. That's big. All right, but the good news is that goals for per game, we are up there in third, all right? And, I mean, we're right there, so that could change game to game, literally. And goals against per game, we are second. Tied for first, I should say. Tied for first. So the statistics, the analytics say the Toronto Maple Leafs are one of the best teams in the NHL. The President's Trophy would be nice, but let's not go crazy here, boys. We want the real trophy, the Stanley Cup. Lord Stanley Cup back in Toronto. Oh, all right. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's get this month done. There you go. Up to Ottawa. Simulate up to this day. Got 4 divisional games here. Mitch Marner is back. Hang on, boys. Okay, so my lines are kind of jumbled right now with all the injuries. I put Mitch Marner on the second line. I moved Nazem Kadri down to the third line, but I know he's a second liner, and I don't want him to be pissed. I just want everyone to get to the playoffs happy, so I got to do some moving around here. I got Kadri on the first line power play with Austin Matthews and Hank Sedin. In fact, I'm going to switch Hank Sedin with William Nylander. There you go. Get the 2. Hank, you got to be in the middle. Daniel is the sniper, and then JVR is over there, okay? Just with all the quick changes that I've been making. When Morgan Riley comes back and we got a clean bill of health, then I will go back and do all the line changes. But Kadri on the third, but he's on the first line power play. Reichel, Soshnikov, and Balsack down there. Eakin, Kapanen, Marner with the 2 Sedin twins. Nylander with JVR and Austin Matthews, okay? So let's just keep an eye on morale. And come on, boys. We got 4 divisional games here. Mitch Marner's been injured with a mild concussion. I told you I should have kept him out, man. man. You keep them out and then they get pissed. You put them in and they get injured again. What do you do, EA? Look what happened with Erik Jelena. Because I scratched him for one game. He got super pissed. Now Mitch Marner's been injured with a mild concussion again. March 27th. Hang on. Okay, so just a quick switch. We got Lepsic on the 4th, Kirby Reichel on the 3rd, Kadri back to the 2nd. I'm not liking that, man. I don't know what to do. Morgan Riley's available to play. Now, I know he's going to be injured, but I got 2 games here. I'm not going to scratch him for 2 games. Then he'll be angry. He's my best defenseman. I got to get him in there, man. If he gets injured again, though. Yay, you goofed up. Hang on, boys. All right, so Morgan Riley is back in there. He's got the medic symbol above his head, though. I mean, we saw what happened to Mitch Marner, but I'm not scratching Morgan Riley, man. His morale, he's really happy, and I swear if I scratch him, he'll just go down. It'll be like Erik Jelena all over again, so I'm not doing it. If he gets injured, boys, that's going to suck, but whatever. Play through it. Play through the pain, Morgan Riley. So 6-5 overtime loss to Buffalo and a 6-4 win against Florida. Mitch Marner. Okay. So the good news here is, hang on. I'm gonna continue. Please don't skip a game. Please press B now. Press B. Don't skip Colorado, please. Edit scouting is smart. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll go out there and quickly. Now I'll hit back. No. But past. Oh, thank God, it didn't pass Colorado. Okay, so I just wanted to leave him out of the lineup. That way, I think it only counts as a scratch if you pass a game, right? So let's go back to edit lines now and put him back in. I don't know if that made any difference or not, but hang on a second here. Kadri, yeah, Lepsic. Let me do this quick, boys. Okay, so we got Mitch Marner back in there on the second line, and he is not injured anymore. And we got Morgan Riley, who's in there, and he's not injured anymore. So he survived it. Daniel Sedin, he's back. Mitch Marner's back. We have a clean bill of health. Kadri is on the third line, but I think I already showed you guys this. Kadri's still on the first line power play just so I keep his morale up there. We can make line changes come the playoffs. For right now, I'm doing that. So Mitch Marner, he's got no power play time, but he's got second line ice time. Hopefully that's enough to keep his happiness up there. So boys, I mean, we only have a little bit of the regular season to go. We got 8 games. Just get through it without any injuries, man. Please. I don't think the President's Trophy is going to happen. An overtime loss, okay, it's not horrible. 1-0-1 in our last 2, and we got 8 games remaining. Here we go. Let's go up to the Ottawa game. Game against the Colorado Avalanche, a Western Conference team. Individual performance, we lose 4-0. JVR's gained morale because of ice time. We beat the Florida Panthers, divisional opponent. Good. Nah, I don't think we're going to catch up to the New York Rangers or the Nashville Predators, boys. But that's okay. As long as we just don't get freaking... I'm not even going to say it. Don't even say it. All right, so the last 3 games, hell yeah. Boston, Ottawa, Detroit. Here we go, boys. Ottawa on the 31st. Ottawa's looking like a good team, trying to make it into those playoffs. I didn't actually catch if we won that game or not. Who cares? Edit scouting assignment. Right. Forgot to do that again. Shit. Let me just go OHL. I know, boys, it's stupid, but I'm doing an experiment right now. Defenseman. I'll check it at the end here. I'm not going to slow this sim down. A 2-1 win over the Minnesota Wild. Here we go. A 3-1 win over the Buffalo Sabres. We got 3 games left. I'll go the last 2, and then I'll just take a look at the standings quickly, okay? The Boston, we have to win all the games now if we want a chance at the Presidents. We win against Boston. We lose against Ottawa. Did we lose? Well, we beat Ottawa there. We lost to them there. 4-0 loss. Morale hopefully is okay. 1 more win and we get to 50 wins on the season. Our chemistry is above 80, so that's looking good. I'm sure our stats are looking fine as well. I just want to see, is the President's Trophy a possibility? You never know. They may have completely shit the bed. The entire league, 107 points. We almost caught them, boys. We almost did. That last loss against Ottawa would have put us to 109, and we might have been able to get 111, and they only have 1 game in hand for New York, and we're actually tied with the Predators. So it was a very close regular season, but that's okay. President's Trophy doesn't matter. We can definitely win it come future years. So let's just get the last game of the regular season done. You know what I might want to do? Sim to the next game. I might want to just put all my shitty players out there. No, you can't scratch anyone, right? You can't scratch anyone. That wouldn't be good. Okay, boys. So last game of the regular season. You know what? No. This is a historic event. Toronto Maple Leafs are about to make it back into the playoffs. Can we get 50 wins on the regular season? That would be very nice. Against the Detroit Red Wings, who look like for the first time in, 25 years, because we're in year number 2, they're going to miss out on the NHL playoffs. I think they made it in year number 1. Sucks for them. So here we go, boys. Can Toronto get 50 on the year? Morgan Rielly, the first shot of the game goes in. Good job, Morgan, the alternate captain. First period, all right, very nice. Second period, all right, Kadri and Connor Carrick. Boys, the Toronto Maple Leafs, unless they completely crap the bed here, 50 wins, yeah! Daniel Sedin and Nikita Soshnikov, 5-0 victory for 5-0 on the season. 50 wins for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What a year. Frederik Andersen, man, he might win the Vezina. Morgan Rielly, a goal and 3 assists. He might have won the Norris. The next one is that Stanley Cup, boys. Woo, can't wait. Regular season has ended. Okay, so Stats Central, I can do all this stuff. Regular season has ended. Yeah, you know what? We'll just click on that. See what comes up. Who we're going up against in round number 1. Is it going to be, not going to be the Montreal Canadiens. It's probably Metropolitan. Yeah, regular season is ended. I already clicked that. What the hell? I already clicked it. Regular season is ended. I could click it again. There we go. NHL regular season has ended. Stop that simulation. Okay, so the Toronto Maple Leafs are going up against the Tampa Bay. I was about to say Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Lightning. They're 41-34-7. We should be able to wreck them, boys, unless the simulation's going to screw us over. So a fantastic year. We should all clap and pat ourselves on the back. The city of Toronto is back in the playoffs, and not just in the playoffs, not just squeaking in. We look to be a very good team. So let's take a look at stats, progress reports, morale. We'll end it with the lineup for the Tampa Bay Light. Oh, I can't actually look at the lines. I'll look at the contracts. Yeah, I'll figure all that stuff out. Hang on, boys. All right, so team stats. Let's see what the Toronto Maple Leafs did. 82 games this season. So top of the Atlantic Division. So we are winners of the Atlantic Division in 2017, boys. Toronto Maple Leafs, the 3rd best team in the NHL. Yeah, the New York Rangers, 114 points. That's a hell of a season right there, man. We had a good one. They had a better. Goals for per game. We are 2nd in the NHL. So the offense is there. We can score. We're deep. We have 3 lines that can put the puck in the back of the net, and now we have the 2 Sedin twins. Sedin magic, baby. All right? Goals against per game. 1st in the NHL. We're the best defensive team. That was the acquisition for Cody Eakin, Ville Pokka, Eric Jelena, Frederik Andersen back there. So, and that's the stat I like for the playoffs. Can you keep the puck out of the net, right? So that's nice. Power play percentage. We're somewhere down there in the middle, like I'd say 14th. So we can increase our power play, but we're still scoring goals 5-on-5, so it's not the end of the world. Penalty kill. Penalty kill is not the greatest. So our 5-on-5 defense is awesome, because the only way teams are scoring on us is the power play. It must be. Even though we're still the best defensive team in the NHL, our penalty kill is not the greatest. Time shorthanded, 221, so we're actually one of the best disciplined teams as well. So that's how it works out for us. Home record, 26-12-3. Away record, 24-11-6. And our last 10, we're 7-2-1. So we're coming into the playoffs on fire also. So that's a great season there, boys. Good job, everyone. Player stats. Who was the best Toronto Maple Leaf this year? I think it was, Morgan Rielly with 70 points. Well, see, I guess when you have a deep squad, this guy had all of the ice time. First line power play, first line. He's going to be able to chip in every time he's out there. Everyone's scoring goals for us. So forwards. Hank Sedin, 54. Mitch Marner, 53. Austin Matthews, 52. JVR, 50. William Nylander, 47. You can see how we really spread the offense out this year. 40 for Kasperi Kapanen, 40 for Kirby Reichel, 40 for Tyler Bozak, 40 for Nazem Kadri, Cody Eakin, 37. Hell yeah. Everyone's a plus on this team. Kirby Reichel was a plus 30, boys. That's why I had him on that first line. But maybe actually that skyrocketed towards the end. Daniel Sedin's a -2. That's probably from his days in Calgary. It's not us. And goals, this is important. See what I mean? Look how deep the Toronto Maple Leafs are when it comes to goal scoring. 21 for Nylander, 20 for Matthews, 20 for Kadri. I'm calling that 20. I don't care. JVR, 20. Hank Sedin, 18. Mitch Marner, 16, 16, 16, 15. I mean, it's not like the Washington Capitals where you got Ovi up at like 60 and then maybe somebody at like 30 and then a bunch of guys, maybe one guy at 21 and then a bunch of guys in the teens somewhere. We spread out that goal scoring and we are at the top of the league. You know what? We probably have more goals from the back end as well. I didn't even count the defensemen. Look at this. Yeah. Got another 15 goal man in Connor Carrick, 11 goal man in Morgan Rielly, and then it drops off right there. Assists, Morgan Riley with 59 and points, 70, baby. A plus minus of plus 40 for Morgan Riley. Oh my God. And goaltenders, Frederik Andersen, 2.13 goals against. Jonas Enroth, 2 goals against. 13-4-0 for Jonas. 37-19-5 for Freddie. Save percentage, .930 and .933. So we got 2 great goaltenders here. We might even see Frederik Andersen's overall grow, man. That's a hell of a year right there. Now let's take a look at what happened around the entire league. Goaltenders. Goals against. So we got, looks like Henrik Lundqvist will probably win the Vezina. He was on the President's Trophy winning team. Goals against, 2.09, 42-15. Who got the better save percentage? Save percentages are even. We both had the best at .930. I'd still give the Vezina to Lundqvist just based on goals against. Games played, we had the same. He had more wins. It's a tough race, man. But I think just because it's a video game, that goals against will give Henrik Lundqvist the Vezina. That's okay, Freddie. You had a fantastic year, my man. Forwards. Let's take a look at who the leading goal man was in the NHL. Hang on a second here. Steven Stamkos, man, with 40. Jeez, the goals really fell off. Last year, Ovi had 60-something. This year, he only had 30. So it looks like they're spreading out the offense as well. Maybe it's just the way the simulation works. Points, Jamie Benn with 84, Evgeny Malkin with 81, Tavares, Kane, Stamkos, Adam Henrik, and Taylor Hall. There you go, New Jersey scoring goals. They were to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. Ovechkin, Panarin, Connor McJesus. Okay, so you can see the difference. The Toronto Maple Leafs, we don't have these guys who are individuals. We have a whole team, and look what it did for us. Defenseman, did we have the Norris Trophy winning defenseman, though? I think we do. Morgan Riley, the leading point man for a defenseman in the NHL, and he had 4 less games than number 2. And now, he didn't have the goals that these guys had. Maybe the goals work out for them, but also a plus 40. Is that the best? Oh, Ville Polka, plus 46. Holy shit. I didn't even see that, Ville Polka. So Polka and Riley, baby. What a combination of the future. Yeah, hopefully Ville Polka grows as well. He's medium top 4, 23, but what a freaking fantastic year that is. So we might have had a, what's it called? Norris Trophy winner here, boys. And rookie skaters, it looks like Patrick Laine didn't even play last year. They kept him out of the lineup. He's got 55 points this year. It looks like he's going to win the Norris. So Austin Matthews last year, and it looks like Patrick Laine this year. So boys, there's the stats. There are the player stats and the team stats. Now let's quickly go back to morale. We'll go back to progress reports. We'll take a look at what the Tampa Bay Lightning have in their roster, and then we'll edit on our line changes, okay? Hang on a second here. So is everyone happy? Did I at least do a good job? Yes, even Eric Jelena is back to being happy. All right. Fucking hell, coach. You scratched me for that one game, but all right, I'm back on track. I mean, look at all this. All that was caused, that friggin' unhappiness that has lost morale from being scratched. It took all of that positivity just to bring him around, for God's sakes. Brian Boyle is happy even though he's scratched. You might get ice time, man. Or if we're down in the series and I need a vet, we might bring you in there. Johns, he's happy. He's a presence. Lepsic, he's happy. Could be happier, but that's okay. And Hank Sedin, he's, man, why aren't you guys happy? Jesus, you guys got the chance to win a Stanley Cup, potentially. You're on a top-tier team. It might be the last year for the Sedin twins, and they're on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they're freaking not ecstatic. Maybe part of them, they wanted to do it in Vancouver, so they'll always be Vancouver Suns. Where am I going? Progress reports. These damn men. Hey, at least they're moving fast again. Maybe it was just like a mid-season kind of thing. Who knows? Progress reports. Okay. So did we get any end-of-the-year growth? Kasperi Kapanen, 14. William Nylander, 13. Now, it looks like it stayed kind of the same. Maybe we'll get the growth from year to year now. But these guys are still young. Mitch Marner's 20. He's got like another 5 years of growth. And he's remained at medium elite. Austin Matthews, he's 20. William Nylander is 21. These guys can continue to grow. We just need to have successful years. And if we look in the system, Keaton Middleton, Logan Brown, Pavlik, Hedberg. Okay, so we've already seen all this. Goaltenders, I didn't show you that though. Goaltenders, Bibeau. Did we see Freddie get any growth? No. Freddie might be stuck at 88, but look what he did for us this year. He's a runner-up to a Vezina probably, so that's fine by me. Okay, so that's all that taken care of. Roster move. No. Where do I go for contracts? Because that's the only way you can take a look at what the other team has, right? In contracts. You can't actually look at their lineups, but you can bring up their contracts, I believe. View contracts. Hang on a second, boys. List all contracts. So, the Toronto Maple Leafs, yes, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Here we go. So, we know what we're going up against. We don't know what kind of lines they have, but we know at least who they're going to have in their roster. So, Vasilevsky, Andrei Vasilevsky as the low elite, 86 overall, 23-year-old goaltender. 86 overall, it's good enough. Frederik Andersen's only 88, so that's we're going to have to score some goals on him. Victor Hedman, 93. So, they got the stud, and he is better than Morgan Rielly. He's 27, 93 overall. Anton Strawman, 88. Coburn, Garrison, Quack, McBain. Okay, so they got 6 defenders, all 80 or above, and they got a nice top 2. So their defensive core is actually looking pretty good, boys. And I'll just look at their forward core, their top 12. Steven Stamkos, 95. Nikita Kucherov, Andre Palat. So if that's their first line, that's filthy. Stamkos, Kucherov, and Palat, along with Hedman and Strawman. They can do some serious damage with those guys. Jonathan Drouin, Filppula, and Ryan Callahan. All right, not a bad second line, but when you look at, Henrik Sedin, Daniel Sedin, those guys, we can certainly contend, I suppose. Third line, Killorn, Nemistenk. Oh, that bastard Nemistenkinov. Condra looks really weak. So 2 third liners, and then you drop to an 81, and then the fourth line, 81, 81, 79. So the depth, I'd say, is on our side. They got the studs. Stamkos is better than any player we have. Hedman is better than any defender we have. But the depth got us here, and I think the depth should be enough to win us the series, man. I'm remaining confident. On paper, our team looks way too stacked. But what kind of lineup should we have, boys? Option A, option B. If we lose game 1, if we lose game 2, what kind of lineups should we have? I don't have to keep the Sedin twins together. It's not like real life, right? It's a video game. But maybe they play better together because they have high morale during the simulation. Who knows? So I got JVR, Austin Matthews, William Nylander. The Sedin twins with Mitch Marner, Kadri, Eakin, and Kapanen. And Kadri, he is listed as a second line forward, but he's happy, man. And he's not angry because of ice time. He has not said one thing about ice time. So I've got him into the playoffs as a third liner, and he's fine. And now that we're in the playoffs, I can, one game at a time, keep an eye on that stuff. So Kadri, Eakin, and Kapanen as a third line, that's fine. Kirby Reichel, Balsack, and Soshnikov. And defensively, we got Morgan Rielly, Polka, Gardner, Carrick, and Jelena, and Hunwick. Hunwick. Yeah, it was Hunwick. I was thinking that we had another defender. No, it's Johns. Yeah, it is Hunwick. So, boys, what do you think we should do? Line changes for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let me know, boys. And the third best team in the NHL, your Toronto Maple Leafs, will see you in round 1 of the 2017-2018 Stanley Cup playoffs. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life.